Hello everybody, random WWE 2K video here, but I got 2K24 recently, and that's like my first 2K game since 19. So, and I'm planning to stick with it for a while, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to buy all the DLC I want, right? I'm going to get all the new characters. And then I was tempted because Microsoft's refund policy is quite good, so I figured if this doesn't work, I'll just refund it. I'm going to try and get a 40 Years of Mania pack, see if I can get the custom characters. And let's play out a bit, because it's unique commentary. I don't pick up on that. I make sure to turn the in-game sound down because I don't have a proper mic, so you can't deal with it. But if you can't tell, that is unique commentary. It's even specific to WrestleMania. And if you couldn't tell, this is Brock Lesnar's actual 2014 model, which you probably already know. That's on Community Creations and whatnot, but you probably, or maybe you thought, because there's uncertainty over if you can obtain it still in like the big 2025. I'm just here to clarify everything you get with like the 40 Years of Mania pack, including this stuff, and you can absolutely get Brock Lesnar, and you can even get Vince McMahon. And I don't know why his Tron was like that. That's like a custom one I made for like a heel John Cena. I know it's like, and you might notice it's like the game's like stuttering a bit. It like lags weirdly in his entrance. His motion's not there. His theme's not there. When I try and edit it, at least from the one I've downloaded, it crashes the game. That's the only crash I've had with these. So Vince's entrance is just broken. I don't think he's gonna fix it. I don't think there's one that has unique commentary for him or the proper entrance. I think that's just been removed from the game. Now, I don't know why that's a broken one exactly. Maybe if I copy an entrance over, I don't know. But that's something to keep in mind. You get that belt with this pack, if you didn't know. That's an interesting bonus, I guess. But yeah, I got a couple of bottles. I'm sure there's more. There's probably more Vince's. When searching, I'd recommend going for most recent. I will show you the exact ones I use in this video. Again, I haven't checked every single one. There's probably others, I'm sure. These also don't use the proper attires, like the custom ones here. The Brock Lesnar right by ringside there, that one's probably the most accurate to his like showcase attire. But even though it says, "Oh, you need Years of Mania," I think some people think that means, "Oh, you then unlock their attire parts," and not necessarily. Like in the creation of Brock's is shorts there, but they don't have any of the logos, so it will take up just like a couple of custom logo slots to get these down. But they look pretty perfect. You can't really tell it's custom. But keep in mind that you will need to spare some logos. For Vince, I don't think you need any logos, really. His attire doesn't require it. I did not find one you could download that has a showcase accurate attire. But so I guess it's not available. I haven't really looked. But it's probably easy to recreate something like that anyway. Or at least the one where he's in a singlet and trousers. That's probably fine to make. I went up to the ramp here for this arena just to kind of show it. This arena, the Wrestlemania 40 arena that you get in the pack, unfortunately isn't super interactive. You can't actually get past the big XL signs. You also can't slam people into it, which I think I'll show. You can't break the barricades because they're LEDs, and like most WrestleManias, you can't go into the crowd. You also can't get down from the stage. So unfortunately, a lack of interactivity with the arenas. That's something that does bother me with how most of the monorails and create an arena kind of fucks up incorporating like a lot of the interactivity elements that we got in like some of the earlier 2K games like 2K18 and whatnot. So that's something to keep in mind because that's another thing that some people cover. You will be able to go backstage with one-on-one matches. That works for official arenas but not custom ones. Don't ask why. It looks good. It doesn't have the Prime logos, which is nice. I did notice. I don't think you really see it in this one, but like, but when I was checking it out before I start recording, you can do like some moves like on like the L bit there, like some of like clip with the model, so it looks quite gnarly, but that's not intended. So there's not really any proper interactivity with that. So it's like the official contents of this pack aren't really worth it, especially for £18. But you know, you want Vince, you want Brock, then it might be worth it. At least if you're sticking with this game for a while, like if you're not planning at 25 or even 26, like you want to stick with this entry specifically for the long run, it might be worth getting. Because there's two fairly big names. I've seen people say like, I don't know why people care that Vince is removed from the game. I think that's a bit crazy. I feel like I use them every time he's in a game. Really, like he's a good character to have. Brock too, obviously. So I think these are quite, like it's only two characters, but it's quite notable. And I was very surprised about Vince being unlockable, because I knew there was one, not unlockable, but downloadable. I knew there was one before, but obviously the infamous "this content is damaged" thing. So I thought, oh, the chance to get Vince is long gone. That's probably like a launch day thing. But no, there have been re-uploads since, and I did find that one that does work, that sort of manages to recreate his manager look. So the older Vince, and it looks right. And that's something worth knowing, is you can edit the attires. I did not get a crash when trying to save the attires, which I know a lot of modded attires have that issue. I didn't actually have this at all with this, either of them. You might, but you definitely can get through it. I know some will crash every time with modded creations, some just won't crash, and I think they're in the latter. If they do crash, then keep trying. I haven't noticed any like corruption issues with if it crashes while saving that, because I've had a ton of crashes and no issues, surprisingly. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I as far as I believe, you can just fully customize these. Obviously, you can't change the hair and the attire stuff. These are treated like customizing an alt attire, by the way. You can even set them to be an alternate attire, which I assume just takes them off the select screen, which I suppose means they're still in the game, but they're like made invisible from the select screen, I guess. That's interesting. Like I added the cool name, which got this, which doesn't sound too right. You can also swap Vince out for Mr. Change the name or whatever. You can save all that. You can make your own attire. Or you can just get like cores of them or attire packs for them elsewhere, and then copy the attires over. So if you worry about not having the attire you want, but the one you download, I'm sure there's fixes for that. So that's good news, and also you have 2 attire slots. So that's a plus. So yeah, same applies to Brock when I tried him. Or both of them. Well, I only tried saving with one of them. You know, these exact ones I downloaded. Again, there might be other ones I just went through. Obviously, this has like my custom ones, you know, Wrestlemania 29 attire, and I forgot to mention. I don't know if you noticed in the recording of the match during the entrances, these two Brocks, which is why I showed both of them. They have different Trons. This one has like the 2012 one, and the other one has the more current one that just where they just have like name cards and stuff. So that's interesting. There are multiple Trons you can get, and the entrance music for Brock is 100% there. Lesnar's not an actual cool name. Brock is. So he's pretty complete. All the commentary's there. His entrance motion's there. His entrance theme's there. Which, if you don't have this pack, you can still get the entrance theme. And I think there are even cores that have the modded commentary, interestingly. So that's still obtainable regardless. But that's all there. So he's basically complete. Vince, not so much. I don't think you're going to get any luck with the entrance thing. Which I didn't notice, because I mentioned like the entrance lags. I didn't have any issues in the match. I think it is just an entrance thing, and even then, that might just be the one I downloaded specifically. But that's something worth noting. But I don't think it's game breaking. He's still usable. He's still customizable. You can still save the changes. Like the important stuff's there. Create a moveset. You can sort the two I downloaded seem pretty accurate. Yeah, I think it covers it. I still haven't found a way to get like the modern Brock Lesnar. I don't think there's a way to do that. I don't think that's a thing you can do anymore. Obviously, I mean, 2014 Brock, he's had that look for like a decade. He hasn't really aged. So it still works for like a modern day universe mode. And it's my preferred look for him anyway. So not a huge deal for me. But yeah, I think you can get a 2014 version. You can give it whatever attire though. And you should be able to save it. So quite good. And interestingly, it doesn't really matter because you could just sign it anyway, but the two Brocks I had have Paul Heyman as their manager by default, which I thought that was kind of mad. And that they have that set to that. So it's quite interesting, but yeah, you can definitely get some. Feel free to check the creator names or just use the hashtags and just have a look for yourself. You can still get some. Just be, I was gonna say be careful, but I don't think 2K are gonna take them down. I can't guarantee they won't, but to my understanding, they aren't like moderating the community creations properly now that 25 is out. And on the last few months, I believe, I'm not completely sure on this, I believe 2K23's DLC was taken down in September, so there's really not long left. So if you want this DLC, you want to get Brock, you want to get Mr. McMahon, you want to get on the roster in 24, you don't have long left, I don't think. So that's something to be mindful of. But yeah, some other extra things. I actually did record me saving just to show you can for sure save these guys. Normally you get like if there's going to be a crash on a saving, the music cuts out and then you're like, oh shit, and a second later it crashes. But I had an instant crash and I edit this guy's entrance. I don't know what the deal with that is. But that's the only thing I saw having an issue with. I'm not sure how the victory motion though. Probably fine. I assume it's inaccurate for Vince. I assume it's accurate for Brock, meanwhile. Regarding the jukebox, they do not add... Brock's theme is not in a jukebox. In case you were wondering that, that's definitely not a thing you can get. But with the pack, the one thing you can get is Rhea Ripley's old theme, Brutality, which is a banger. I mean, it's not as good as the current theme, but it's not having the jukebox, so that's a nice bonus. And for anyone curious, the Rey Mysterio theme is just the same as the regular one, even though I'm pretty sure I had a different one in 2006. He definitely had different versions of the theme around that time, at least. That doesn't change, unfortunately. So yeah, I feel I just cover any little bits I haven't seen covered, and yeah, I hope this video helped. One more thing. It feels like Rhea Ripley 2017, same for Bianca Belair 17. You'd think they might be in the 4 Years of Mania pack. They're not. They have a specific deluxe edition pack, which you can't get separately. You need the deluxe edition higher to get them. So I'm just never going to have them unlocked, which, I mean, that's fine. I don't really care because I'm going to have a bunch of fucking lock slots due to my faction persona cards anyway. So yeah, I really like to cover that stuff. The pack itself, some cool extra versions of wrestlers and whatnot, but nothing too crazy. The arena is good, but not really interactive. So the main selling point, ironically, is getting Vince and Brock, which are not meant to be able to do. So if that's something you're interested in doing, you definitely still can do it. So yeah, that about covers it. Thanks for watching. See ya.